Warriors, it's Sword Prepper here. So today we're gonna talk about. I'm gonna make this a quick one. We're gonna talk about the police because I've seen a lot of news revolving around the FBI, the police, and all that. So I wanted to put my 2 cents in that and equate the video to why preppers should be aware of what's going on with them. So do you remember back in 2020, I think it was, with all the George Floyd stuff going around? That was only 2 years ago. George Floyd was the main news of 2020. That and COVID, all that good stuff. But that was the main news of 2020. And most of the red side was I'm talking about Republicans and all that. We're very much on the side of this is only one instance. This is only the police are good. We should all trust the police. This is only one instance. First of all, I want to say I'm not a Democrat. And I'm not a Republican. I'm not either of those. I don't associate with either of them. If I was going to lean to one side, I would definitely say I lean towards the Republican. But as far as that goes, I'm not either. I think they're both corrupt and evil. So a lot of preppers, a lot of just people that lean on the right wing side were saying that the police are to be trusted and that they're good and this was just a one-time deal. And a lot of people were even saying, oh well, George Floyd had he had misdemeanors and things against him, so this was actually a good thing that they actually got him off the streets. And you had a lot of people saying that it was a one-time deal, that the police are good and that we shouldn't defund the police and all that. You remember that? Well, a few days ago, the FBI, pretty much the same thing as the police, raided Donald Trump's house, and now the same people that were saying that the police are all good and that it was just a one incident, now they're all like, oh, this is terrible, the FBI is out of control, the police are out of control, the people in power that wear badges, they're all out of control, we need to defund them, this is all so bad. So before I get into the meat of it, I'm just saying it was good. The police it was only a one-time deal when they did this to that man, but now that they've done it to someone that the right wings trust, someone that the right wing people like, now all of a sudden the FBI is bad. Now all of a sudden these agencies that are in power and control the people are bad. What happened to all of that when they were locking people up in their houses, when they were killing people on the streets? I didn't hear any of that. But now that they did something to Donald Trump, they did something to the right wing leader. Now it's all bad. Now, remember I said, don't get me wrong, I'm not against Donald Trump at all. In fact, I think he was the greatest president this United States has ever seen. But now that it happened to him, people are like, oh, we need to do something about this. They're out of control. Preppers, why are you getting involved in that? Why are you even involved in that sort of thing? Get out of that. That's not where you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be over here prepping. I don't understand. Well, I do understand, but I'll say it anyway. People that are preppers and people that are not supposed to be trusting the police and all that, when they get involved in this in these sort of things, it's not good. I don't think, as a prepper myself, I don't think that people that are preppers, people that see the writing on the wall, see all these articles coming out and things, should be involved in whether the police stay on duty, stay funded or not. I'll tell you one thing right now. When the chips fall, the police are not going to be your friend. If you're a prepper right now, once the chips fall, the police that you trusted, that you said, oh, back the blue and all that, they're going to come for you. If you back the blue, if you sided with that, guess what? They're going to come for you when you have decided that you're not going to play by the rules the new rules that are set in place. Now, I certainly do think we need police. Don't get me wrong. I'm not for defunding the police, but I don't get involved in that stuff. When the police fall, if the police ever got defunded, well, that's that. We just know that's why we got our own weapons. That's why we got our own guns. We'll protect our own. That's where that comes in. But I just find it so funny how this is the same exact people that were like, oh, the police are all good and all this back the blue, back this, back that. And now they've done something to Donald Trump, and all of a sudden these very same people are now like, oh, the police are bad. So now that they've done something to someone you like, they're bad. Yeah, I get it. Preppers, stay out of that business. Don't get involved in that. That's not why we're here. That's not why we do what we do. The police are going to do what the police do. The police are not. So let me explain to you about a little history about the police. And a lot of people don't know this, but as you can see, I'm a black person, and I've had to deal with racism in this country. I've dealt with racism personally. I have. I've been pulled over. I've been searched in public. I've been accused of stealing when I've done no such thing. I'm a believer, so I don't mess around with that sort of thing. But I've dealt with racism. But where was I going with that? What was I saying? Yes. The police, a little back history on the police. The police were originally instated in this country. Now, this is going to sound a little mature, but the police were originally instated in this country, in the United States, as a means to hunt down slaves, black slaves. They were a force given to hunting down slaves, runaway slaves, and bringing them back. And you know how they used to, if a slave, okay, back in the day, if a slave ran away, say if I was a slave and I ran away and I got caught, the likelihood of me dying was about 90%. If I was very useful, if I was like a very sturdy man, then they might not kill me. But what would happen is they would chop your toes off or chop your feet off. So if you ran away and they caught you, they would punish you by chopping your toes off so you couldn't run again, or they'd chop half your foot off so you couldn't run again. So the possibility of you running away was now nullified. And if they just got too angry with you, or they accused you of something that was too bad, then they just hang you or burn you at the stake, lynch you, all that good stuff. That's where all that comes from. But the police were heavily involved in that. The police were that was one of their main things, is that they would do these things. They would hunt down these slaves, these runaway slaves and things. That was their commission. So the police are inherently evil. The police are inherently evil. So be careful what you say you back. Be careful what you say you're for. Be careful who you say you're with. And do your research. Do your history. Do the things that are necessary to understand. If we can say all day that, yeah, I hate the police, or we can say all day, yeah, I love the police, but when it comes down to it, the police are the police, and they're funded by the government. They're funded by the state. They're not. The police aren't people that are working for you. The police are a organization funded by the states and the government. So they don't work for you. You have nothing to do with the police. I see the writing on the wall with this Donald Trump thing. I touched on this in one of my last videos, but I'll say again. So you have the police out there doing their thing. They have come for Donald Trump. The FBI, there's a slight difference. The FBI has come for Donald Trump's estate, and they raided his house. Who's next? Mind you, they didn't raid Joe Biden's house. They didn't raid Nancy Pelosi's house. They didn't raid Obama's house, Hillary Clinton, all these people who they know are compromised, all these people who they know are dirty. Now mind you, I think Donald Trump is dirty as well. I think they're all dirty. But these people have actual evidence that, yeah, they're dirty people, and I didn't come for them. But Donald Trump, they did. Why? He's a right-wing extremist. He's one of those bigots. He's one of those leaders of the right-wing stupidity, of violence and gun violence. That's him. Where do you fall into place with this? Aren't you a right-wing individual? What are they looking for in his house? What did they plant there so that they could find? What did they put there so that they can come back and say, yeah, we found this. This evidence leads to this and this, and all of the Trump supporters knew about it. And now, so all of you Trump supporters were coming for your necks because we found this in his house, and it turns out that you're all a terrorist group, all a terrorist organization who deserves to be shut down and put in concentration camps because you don't know your right from your left. That could be the state. That could be the case. Could not be. But let's try and distance ourselves from the police. Let's try and stay on our own. Let's not say that, oh yeah, I'm for the police. Oh yeah, I am completely on board with whatever the police do. I'm just like, they need to be there. They're so good. I've got right wing friends who are completely indoctrinated by the police. They think that whatever the police do is right. That one of them even told me that if he did nothing wrong, if he was walking down the road and did nothing wrong, and the police just came and wanted to arrest him for no reason, he would just bow down and let them do it. He'd just go to jail because, the police are good. The police don't make mistakes. That's how indoctrinated he was. It's quite silly, actually. Quite silly that he would say that. That he would just lie down and let them trample over him and put him in cuffs and cart him off in a cop car. Doesn't make any sense, but that's what he said. So, anyway, yeah. Don't bow to these police. Don't bow to the FBI. Don't worship them like they're some entity. They're just human beings with a badge on. They get to wear a badge which gives them authority over you. Doesn't make them any more human. Doesn't make them any more right or righteous than you. First of all, you don't know what that cop is up to in his spare time, in his spare life. A lot of these cops, I want to say this before for you ladies out there who trust the cops. A lot of these cops that you see driving down the road watch pornography. It's a thing they do. It's a thing that most males do. Most, especially if they're not Christian or anything. Even the Christians, heavily Christians. But a lot of the cops you see are womanizers. They watch pornography. They watch all that stuff, and they're not safe to be around. If they arrest you, these cops that they arrest, you've plenty of stories of cops arresting these women and then abusing them after they cart them off somewhere, not to jail or anything, on their own steam, cart them off and then abuse them. Plenty of stories. So don't trust the cops. Don't just bow down to them. Don't trust anything they say. They're not angels. Alright, warriors. Keep prepping. Stay out of the heat. Chart your own path. Don't follow what everyone else says. Don't follow what I say. Chart your own path. Find what's best for you. Create your own kingdom. I'll see you on the line of battle.